So, I think we're back. Castle Game Yacht has returned after an unfortunate XSplit crash thanks to Duster from Mother 3. Now you know the backstory. And we're right back in. So, what can I say about this game that I haven't already said? I can say it is green. No, this game is great. It's been an absolute joy to revisit it. I wish it was a little darker, but again, I know it's bright because of the Game Boy Advance. There's a little meat in the corner, that's right. Maybe like, you like saturate it. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, dark. Now it's dark Castlevania. Oof, that uppercut. The rare snake where you could get the discount soul. Yeah, I don't know. There's a filter or some sort of mod that fixes GBA colors. Really? That exists? I guess it would have to be custom for each game, though, because trying to assume the intent of what the original designers were going for. It's not worth it. Yeah, I don't believe it's worth it, because I remember that this was like a nightmare. Yeah, it just keeps borrowing. Apparently this... Okay. The chance that it burrows is high, but the chance that it drops the soul is also high, so... If, maybe I should go for... I want to at least kill it twice. I want to at least kill it once. I already killed it once, but I didn't get the soul, but I want to try to kill it one time. Really, mate? Really, mate? There's a tool-assisted run of this game online that I watched a little bit of, and I don't get it. Because almost every enemy drops their soul on the first kill. Why don't you like my spicy curry? RNG manipulation? Oh, okay, well now I get it. I don't get it, really, but, you know, I understand what you're saying. Wow, you look at this! Look at this, it's Rope Snake's twin! You son of a bitch, what the what's down there that's so interesting? Okay, I killed it once. No more farming. Your name, Somari Cruz. You're equal parts Sonic and Mario. And Tom Cruise. Your job. To steal the Declaration of Independence. Various jump and attack inputs move around the values of the RNG table. I see. Okay, well that's all I need to know there. I'm sure there's a lot more information, but I get what you're saying. Really interesting stuff, though. I'd recommend checking out the tool-assisted run if you're, finished watching this playthrough or whatever, and you just want to see what it looks like to be the very best, the best there ever was. Why is Twitch telling me you have 0 viewers? I guess the bots are all offline. Let me do a quick check. Are the view bots? You guys in the audience, you're all the view bots? I've been told that there are view bots. All of you. Each and every one of you. You're working? Okay, they're working. The 7 human viewers that are actually here, the view bots are working again, so that's a glitch on Twitch's end. Note to potential Twitch admins watching the stream, this is a satirical bit that I'm doing. What is satire? Twitch bots do not understand. Did you say bits? Did you know you could get a discount on bits by watching 7 ads in a row? Hard, funny joke. Streamer make laugh. I know I missed a couple other things that I have to slide to get. I bet you drop a good sword. This is gonna be gross, but I have to ask the question because I seem to recall this existing, but I don't know what it's from. Can someone tell me what this following line is from? And I'm sorry in advance, it's going to be gross. The line is as follows. I'll bet you taste alright. What is that? What is that from? I remember hearing that someplace, and I hate it, but I want to know what it is. Lord of the Rings. No. YOLO 2? Oh, is the video YOLO 2, Michael Cusack. Right, okay, got it. Thanks. YOLO! Yeah, that guy. That video. Quick question, if anyone knows, is the vacuum suck in this game too? It is? Nice. This confused me so much. Why are you able to attack with food? This is a very silly game sometimes. It's really spicy. That's what it is. It's hot. Where'd you get them tendrils from? So here's Blind from Link to the Past in 2D, side-scrolling design. Mudda. think this dude's saying Poyo, like Poyo Tetris. It's a good game. Oh man, it's so weird. I have a soul that makes me more powerful with poison. So we're gonna use that. How many misses in a row with the sword? Oh, Jesus. Nice. Collect souls to increase strength. Every soul you get just makes you stronger. That's good. That will become more and more useful. I like that. I seem to remember having to get the Valkyrie, or grinding for it at least. I don't remember what it does. One of the best bullet souls. That's cool. Would you ever play Limbo of the Lost again? No, I would not. That was abject horror. It was just painful. Like, it wasn't even that funny. When it was funny. Great, you know, fair enough. But man, that game was fucking boring. There's like 10 to 12 hours of just pain. And the controls fighting against you and... Ugh. Would you play Cry of Fear again? No. No. Walk on water surfaces. Okay, I know what to do with that. And sword. Hunting. Poison secreting sword. Sword looks green. Use it, it's pink. Grunting is from Beowulf. Is that the name of Beo's sword? You ever wonder why Scott Baio never played Beowulf? Because you shouldn't wonder these things. And I shouldn't say things that stupid. grunting was a weapon that Beowulf was given to fight Grundle, I believe. It's funny how Grundle has come to mean something very different these days. Even though I believe it was Grendel, not Grundle. Yeah. But I don't know if that was intentional, but I loved it. Thanks. Unremarkable. Is this Dawn of Sorrow all over again? And if so, can I get some popcorn? Yes. There's gonna be a couple souls that I want. Are you kidding me? This is the best part. This is gonna be it. What'd I tell you? So between that and the mystical stick from earlier, have I developed some kind of, like, superpowers? I just got some godlike RNG. No shit! Who's this asshole? That is an awesome enemy. I totally forgot about that one. That took me 50 minutes, Vinny. Fuck you. You weren't kidding about the Valkyrie, though. It's quite excellent. So what does this soul do? I don't want it. I'm not gonna grind for it, but I'm just curious. Temporary invincibility. That does put a smile on my face. Stop. Stop. Soma Cruz does not look like he has this voice. I will be honest with you, Soma Cruz, to me, in my head, sounds like Tom Holland from Spider-Man. I got the suck vacuum! So, for those that didn't watch the Dawn of Sorrow streams, I've dubbed this the best soul in all of the game. And it is also now the best soul in this game. Look at it. It's just a bone vacuum. Like, that means that Dracula's magic was somehow able to create a bone vacuum. That's all you need to know, really, but it's just wonderful. And it's actually a useful ability, too. Not only does it look cool, but it gives you health back. Come on. You know you want to go through the mirror. Whoa. I hate this guy. Someone just posted the Michael Jackson emote and the man in the mirror. So I need a save point pretty bad right now, because I don't want to lose these souls that I have acquired. There's gotta be a save room coming up. Oh, double kill! That attack is amazing. Oh, shit. There's no save point here. This is Japes. There's nothing over here. Yeah, the warp room might be my best bet. And then just, I'll come back. Because there's more stuff I want to do here. There's more exploration to be done. Okay. Well, at least we're alive. Alright, well, time to, you know, pay exorbitant prices. From Hammer. What? What's wrong? Chat, what's the problem? I think it really just tugs on my heartstrings that, Hammer's guarding Mina for me. Hey Mina, what's up? It's kinda late to ask, but what kind of shrine is the Hakuba Shrine? Soma, do you know the story of the, Amanoiwado Shrine? I think I've heard of it before. In the story, Tensho Daijin hides herself in the shrine to calm Susanoo down. Yes, I remember now. Tensho Daijin is the sun. The act of hiding symbolizes an eclipse. By hiding herself away, she was able to contain Susanu's anger. For that reason, eclipses are thought to confine anger and evil intentions. Yes, people have prayed to eclipses for centuries, and the Hakuba Shrine is a shrine for this very purpose. I understand now. And usually we only conduct ceremonies for Japan's eclipses, but in 1999 a ritual was conducted in Europe. Yes, that's what I was told. And that's when Dracula's castle was sealed inside of it. That's why I knew the things that Mr. Arikado said were... Yeah, I know now that he spoke the truth. I'm sorry I haven't been much help to you. That's not true, I feel a bit relieved now. Thanks, Mina. Hammer just waiting to make sales. Just waiting for people to show up so he can sell something to someone. Hammer's like, I could be helping. You know, like, I'm a big, strong lad that probably can use guns. But I'm just gonna let Soma do all the work while I make money off of him. Guy's a real dickhead. He is ripped. You're right. No, he's ripped. Very, very strong. You can tell he works his body to the limit. Like, the dude works out a lot. Probably pulls lots of muscles while trying to get so strong. Alright, this is stupid. And you know what the worst part is? The worst part is there are so many people that don't know what this Rip the Skin reference is. It's just so awful. It's time to stop. I think, yeah, I mean, the way Hammer works out, he probably is the boss of the gym that he goes to, that's correct. And that's after me saying I was gonna stop. Classic. I'm having an issue with Chatty again, where the only two mods that are here currently are Great Sphinx and Dave Cap, though I think there were several other people here. If you're currently here and you are a mod, do me a favor, just type something in chat. Oh, Desert's here. Yeah, there's something weird with my Chatty. Something's going on. Imakuni's here. Chromatic is here. Yeah, I don't get it. It's like, only when they speak do they show up in the list. This is an exciting glitch that I've not yet experienced up until now, so... It's a bit weird. That kind of looks like a hidden room. Does anyone else get that vibe? Might not be. So I had the choice to go left or right. I'm gonna go right. because I'm gonna try to get to that hidden room over there, if there is one. There's a soul for hidden rooms? Really? Top floor. It was awesome. I got home today. Heat was broken. So, you know, had to get that fixed. And while that was happening, and it was cold, you know, it was cold as fuck, as usual. So I put the oven on. That was cool. I mean, it worked. At least it wasn't 7 degrees again. That's true. It was a nightmare, but the problem is, like, the cold just retained. So, yeah, a couple blankets were helpful in these times of trouble. And I didn't burn the house down with the oven, but it was good because I just warmed it up for a little bit and then turned it off. And then the heaters did the rest to the space heaters. Well, what a nightmare it's been this past week in New York. Again, I think it's worth it. I like living in New York City too much to want to move. Didn't your heat break last year? My heat breaks every year, but oil heat is just, you know, it's old. I get the city isn't for everyone, but I genuinely love living here. No electric space heaters? No, I have them. They just don't heat up quickly. So it was a big, you know, it was just cold for an extended period of time. Earl Heat. I had an uncle that worked for the Earl Company. That's how my grandfather and my great uncle would say it. Just these old Italian guys, you know, but like Americanized Italian, New Yorkers. And they would just call it Earl. So I always had the uncle that worked for the Earl Company, which is probably why, you know, Earl Heat is still a thing. Apparently a lot of people still use Earl. I didn't think they would, but, you know. Your uncle didn't work at Nintendo? No. What is Earl? Oil? It's just they said oil like Earl. I don't know. They liked it. They liked saying Earl. And they knew it was wrong, but they just kept saying it. He's doing fine, Earl. Oh yeah, he's doing great. Uncle Earl. Kind of surprised I didn't explore this area. This is an early, low-level area. I just passed over it entirely. Speaking of uncles, there's a club in my town called Faux. F-A-U-X. Vin, you gotta come to my cousin's club. It's called Club Faux. Is it real? No. Alright, thanks. There's one requirement, though. If you're gonna come to my club, you have to pay to get in, and you have to bring girls. Okay, so then what's the point? I'm not really into clubs. Yeah, it's about $400, and you have to buy a mandatory bottle of champagne. So wait, why am I doing this? Because Eva Mendes! Vin, you gotta come to my cousin's festival. It's called Fire Festival. Blink 182 are gonna be there. Sum 41. Lump Sum 967. Barnacle 45. They'll be there. Firefest, it's called. We just need you to spot us a couple thousand. You get to hang with the celebrities. Your own private villa. Wait, really? My own private villa? And then you get there, it's a box. But they're actually, you know, they sell... There's some, like, websites that, exists. Like, This Is Why I'm Broke. For just rich people. It's just crazy. Well, some of it's cheaper. Some of it's stuff that's just, like, you know, random, like, tech stuff, or, like, oh god. I wouldn't even really know where to begin. Like a Death Star ice cube tray, right? And then other things cost like $2 million. Like a trip to some private home. But I was gonna say they actually sell like boxes that you can put like tents in your backyard that you could just live in. And I went on the website. And here are the items. This is a good example. These are the popular items that are on this website. Take a look at this. No phone air, which is just nothing, for $6. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. You get a prefabricated shipping container for $36,000. And you can just live in here. Right? Or you can get prank money wads. Which actually kind of sounds like a good prank. If you know, just put some dog poop on it, and you're good to go. But, yeah, the stuff I was talking about was stuff like this. Like, you could just make your own shit. You know, like a box. So, that's what kind of website this is, which is just, to me, is nuts. That you can have... You can buy nothing next to a thing that you can buy for $36,000. And then you have this, I don't even know what this is. This doesn't even have a price. The ones without prices are usually, more expensive. Oh god. Oh god, no. No, god, no. Please, god, no, god, no. Why? I like the show. Why are you doing this with the pickles? Stop with the pickles. Stop! No more pickles! I want to continue liking this show. On the next page, yeah, there's Pickled Dick. Thank you for that suggestion. That's a good joke. I should bring that... I should hire you as a writer. Still can't get up there. I love the sound of bones being destroyed. This is a really nice, satisfying sound effect. Vinny, if you had the chance to write a screenplay for some sitcom pilot, how would it be? I'd call it Public Access, and it would be a rip-off of The Office or, you know, Parks and Rec, even though I've only seen The Office. There's a concept I came up with 10 years ago when I was working at the public access station, because the people that exist... Picture this. You have a show about people putting on community television shows and thinking they're the hottest shit on the planet. Egos like you wouldn't believe for shows that 7 people watch. And I don't mean that in a dismissive, like terrible way. Like, I'm happy that they were doing something with their time. It was YouTube before YouTube. But you think about it like this, they're still doing this in a world where YouTube exists and where the internet exists. And they were just, every year, they were convinced was going to be their year. They were convinced that was the year they were going to make it. And the shows were bizarre. There was karaoke with cats. There was, like, rock shows with like, a mob theme. There was, Terrible Tim, who many of you know. That's from Staten Island Public Access. I know Terrible Tim. There's industrial television. There's all these crazy shows that existed that are, I think, just endlessly fascinating and cheesy. And some good ones, too. There was, like, the psychic shows. Well, I'm not saying those were the good ones, but there were some decent ones. There's infomercials, shows that weren't allowed. There was nepotism, there was corruption, there was some greed, there was a lot of terrible things that happened that made me absolutely miserable, but that's a whole other story. That would be like Season 5 drama. But yeah, it was just, me and my friend Paul had this idea to just write this into a show called Public Access. And just put some of the people that we met into characters. And then invent some other ones, of course. And it would be, you could just have so much. And it could be kind of like The Office. You could do one of those. Doesn't have to be anything terribly complex. Vinny, you realize you're falling into the same trap your characters are. I mean, I don't think I'm all that amazing. I just like streaming video games. Is that what you're talking about? I'm also not on public access TV. I was, but that was for fun. That was for funsies. Dignity gone. Oh, finally. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing those public access shows, but they were never for the purpose of trying to, like, make it. I'm not criticizing, I just thought they were endearing and also kind of funny. But the worst part of having to leave that job was that I actually did become, like, friends with a lot of people that were, you know, that worked there, and that went and did shows there. And the weirder, the better. unless the one issue I had was when I was trying to work and people would come to me and talk to me for hours, or try to. That was the one issue, because I can be kind of introverted to begin with. And most of the time, I'd like to just, you know, just sit there and get my shit done, listen to some music. But if people were, you know, kind of... It's one thing to ask me for help, but it's another thing to ask me for help and then use that as an, like kind of a way to draw me away from other work that I then have to finish tomorrow, and that happened a lot. That was the one issue in the early days. And then later on, the reason I had to leave the job, or I really needed to, is because they wouldn't give me a raise. It was like shittiest pay ever for basically someone that knew how to do all the like stuff there. So I learned how to do everything over the years. At one point, I was keeping like the shows on the air because people were leaving, people were getting fired, people were getting treated badly, and then people who were connected politically began to embezzle money out of the place. Allegedly, or it felt like that, you know, allegedly, and they were breaking like rules that were really, at this point, rules that applied to everybody but them. They were censoring shows. There was like a war against the community, and they wouldn't let me do my shows anymore. And it was really, really demoralizing and terrible. And they would put me on these... Okay, I had to do a 3-camera shoot by myself one time for a 2.5-hour show. I filmed 3.5 hours of it, and then I had to edit all 3 cameras by myself. I'm sorry this has turned into a complaint stream. I'm good now, but I want to let you know what happens, because this is... someone asked, so I'm going to tell you the truth. So I edited the whole thing by myself. I had to do audio. It was like a talent show. The audio was terrible, but I had to do it. I had to fix it. I had to color grade. This thing took me a month and a half to do. And I worked really hard on it. I put my heart and soul into it. I had to do graphics all by myself. No one else was able to help me. And they wanted me to do it by myself. I did it by myself. I was really happy with the way it came out. Not even a thank you. And then when I asked for even a little bit of a raise, no raise. On top of me editing that, I had to also do my other duties that I did. Like, so I had to continue working on the other stuff, which was to keep, like, my job at the place was to ingest television shows into the system so that they could be played. I had to learn TriCaster. But for like 3 years I did tapes. We used DVC Pro for years. But I loved it there and I didn't want to leave. I genuinely made connections with people that I enjoyed going someplace every day and being subjected to weirdness and nice people, and I liked the work I did. It felt rewarding. And I wouldn't have left if things didn't get so fucking terrible. So, and I had a good boss for 2.5 years. So, anyway, sorry to complain, it's just someone asked, and that was, that's the story of my job, of my public access job. For the record, none of that would be in the show. Would you make yourself the Jim of the show? I probably wouldn't be in my own show. Maybe as a cameo. Well, for example, in The Office, BJ Novak played Ryan, and he was a writer. Mindy Kaling was a writer. She played Kelly. And Toby was a writer as well. And he hated acting, so he would write him out of scenes. He would write himself out of the show as much as possible. And Mindy Kaling liked making him uncomfortable, so she would write all kinds of fucked up things for him to do. And she would give him as much screen time as possible. It was all in good fun, though. It was japes. They enjoyed themselves. It was just, yeah, they were just fucking around. And they didn't hate, they love each other. They're like best friends. And again, if, like, it's one thing, maybe he could just say, hey, I don't want to be in this scene, I don't want to do this, and maybe she would have just been like, yeah, sure. But at the same time, you're working on The Office. You're acting next to Steve Carell. It sounds pretty good. Sounds stressful? Well, yeah, I mean... For me, anything like that would be really stressful, because it's fucking... Imagine trying to, like, keep it together in a scene with him. So, good point. Have you seen the blooper reels? Yeah, I've seen them. We get to go home! Shit. What's your favorite guilty pleasure song? I like some Smash Mouth unironically, and... I don't know, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I don't have a ton of guilty pleasure songs that I'm aware. I like Coldplay. Like, I like 3 of their first albums. I love Oasis. I know that's a shitty thing for me to like. People hate Oasis. So, I mean, guilty. I don't like Nickelback. I just can't. I can't do it. I just can't do it. You know, I love Tears for Fears. That's not a guilty pleasure, right? Welcome to your life. I like dudes that fuck. I just kicked my heater over. Oops. Falling yet again in that same spot. No, it's good. It's fine. It's a small one. It's all good. I tend to like a lot of 80s songs, and I especially like people from the 80s that sound like that. So I don't know what guilty pleasure means in this case, because I just enjoy it. I think it's great. I don't really like top 40 songs. There's a lot of pop music. Whatever's popular at the moment, it's hard for me to get. I can't do it. I just don't. I don't know, man. Like when I went onto Michael Jackson's Spotify page earlier to see what song I wanted to play before I strammed. The first song, the top song on the Michael Jackson Spotify page was the posthumous release with Drake. And I listened to a second of it, and I heard Drake's voice auto-tune go, whoa! And I was like, huh? And then you have one of the best vocalists of all time. And I'm just like, I don't get it. How is this guy the most popular? Listen, whatever you like, that's good. Don't feel guilty about it. I don't want to take that away from you, because I like some weird shit. If I played Sigur Rós, the amount of people that would make depressing sad boy emotes and give me shit about it. I know. But, you know, I get it. I'm a boomer old man who doesn't like pop music. I don't get Drake. I don't get it. And I don't know how Michael Jackson had... That's the most popular song that Michael Jackson has at the moment. After, you know, with all the hits. And it's not even that good of a song. Like, in terms of MJ, there are so many better songs. This area is confusing. No, the boomer thing, people call me a boomer as a joke. I know I fit into the millennial category on a technical level. Whatever I am, you can say whatever you want. You can, you know, throw a label on me. That's fine. I'm used to it. I'm just some asshole, and I'm happy with that. Or I'm working on being more happy with that. Let's put it that way. I'm just, you know, whatever. Fuck you! Vinny, my cat is in heat and I don't know what to do. I don't know how to help you with that problem. But thank you for looking to me for answers on this very specific and difficult issue. Well, we found the Mandragora. I'm not gonna spend too much time trying to get it. Two more. Why is there ground high up in the sky? Dracula's castle is devilry and magic. What happened? Who is listening to Imagine Dragons? How are they popular? Someone says, are people really discovering music from car commercials? Who is their target demographic? Well, at the moment, the two biggest things in rock, I believe, are Imagine Dragons and Greta Van Fleet. And I watched their Saturday Night Live performance. Wow, I'm almost dead now. I watched their SNL performance because I heard it was interesting. And I look in the comments and it's just people calling the dude a hobbit. Which isn't nice. But there's a connection. Lord of the Rings is something that Led Zeppelin would sing about frequently. It was not that good. No, there was a lot of sloppiness. To be fair, I wouldn't be able to play on SNL without losing my shit. So I'm not judging the kids. They're doing their best. But they're doing their best to sound like Led Zeppelin, and they're even dressing like Led Zeppelin. And it's just so awkward. Oh, God, I don't understand it. I don't get how people are putting these kids on the top billing. I've always said, listen, I want rock to thrive, but I want it to thrive in an interesting direction. I want it to do something like original, or fun, or at least good. Like, but these kids, they're doing their best, but they're still sounding like Led Zeppelin. And they're also they were in the news. I think they said something like the lead singer was like, "We want people to stop comparing us to Led Zeppelin." It's like, all right, one, people are gonna do that exact opposite thing just to spite you, because they have a lot of people that hate them. Which, I mean, let's face it, it's kind of not their fault that they got so popular. They're young, they love Led Zeppelin, they sound like Led Zeppelin, and people just latched onto it. So, I can't hate them, I just don't like their music. And SNL proved to me they need a lot of work. I'm, again, not trying to be a rotten, miserable bastard about this, but it's rough, man. So yeah, they say they don't want to be compared to Led Zeppelin, but yet they sound and dress like Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin stole a bunch of their hits, so it's only fair. I'm not saying, like, oh god, these kids are so great because they're spiting Led Zeppelin. I don't care about the integrity of Led Zeppelin. I'm talking about the integrity of this band. You're right, they did do that. Early on, they took a lot of stuff and they borrowed a lot of things, but they also have tons of their own original shit. It's a conversation we've had 1,000 times. But it's like, this isn't about me, I don't feel like Led Zeppelin needs to be vindicated here. I don't really care about that. It's more about them asking not to be compared to Led Zeppelin when they're trying real hard to continue sounding like Zeppelin. I don't know. There's a lot to unpack here. I don't get it. Who cares? Yeah, I guess you're right. Who does care? I don't care that much. It's just topic of conversation for the stream. But, when you have, like, rock in such a bad place, and people are like, there's no good rock around, rock is dead, and then people point to Greta Van Fleet as, like, the saviors of rock and roll, which is happening, I can't help but be a little pissed. It's kind of like, well, no, I mean, King Gizzard exists, Pond exists, UMO exists, there's a lot of really great bands out there. Yeah, Queens of the Stone Age. And I don't even, like, need, like, something, like a fucking amazing new thing, necessarily. I just want to hear a good album. If it's just a good rock album, I'm happy with that. Anyway. So that's that. Someone said something about using the curly soul up here. Where exactly? If you do it, save first? Okay, I don't know what the hell this is, but I will save first. Oh, I just found a new area. Yeah, just purposefully confusing. Just to trip up the player. Save first because it glitches you out of the map. Oh, so this isn't a real thing then. This isn't like a thing that you're supposed to be doing. This is a glitch. New Tool album? Yeah, how about that new Tool album? I didn't really- listen, I like Tool. I didn't love 10,000 Days. I liked it. I didn't love it. Anyway. So we meet again. I'm glad to see you're unscathed. Good to see you too. I've got something I want to ask you. Sure, go ahead. Are you evil? Someone told me that you are to inherit Dracula's powers. I take it that lady from the church told you that, didn't she? It's not true, is it? The term inherit is incorrect. It's true then. I was born on the very day that Dracula was destroyed. So in short, that means that I am Dracula. Whoa, cool leap of logic you just took there, dude. That can't be right. You've been so kind and friendly to me. That is because I don't consider you a threat to my mission. But that being said, you have made it this far. I sense a power within you. Do tell me, what kind of power has awoken within you? The power to rule? What, you foolish boy? That's impossible! Huh? I can't remain here any longer. I must get to the throne. Your name is Soma, right? You are wrong, Soma! I will not allow you to rule. Where did his eye go? What is that face? Jeez, what was that all about? I don't know if I can get to the area I need to get to from here. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, so I'm gonna save. And I have the curly soul, so what now? Apparently that's a good one too to get. We still never saw how Julius managed to finally defeat Dracula for good. That would make a good Castlevania game. Kicker Soul gives you the Richter kick. Kicker Skeleton is the only optional ability soul. I really want that. Kicker. Yeah, I have to get that. So it's the kick from Smash. And from, obviously, Symphony and Rondo. Ooh. It wasn't in Rondo? Oh, my bad. I will get it in 5 tries. 1. 2. Feels good. So, alright, so I have the curly soul. I saved. Head to one of the rooms with the top section on it. Go to the top left corner, use Curly Soul in the tiny space. Head to one of the rooms with the top section on it. Am I in the right spot altogether, though? Oh, I did get a new soul. I should probably save, yeah. Or is it another place altogether? I said altogether twice, right? Good. One of the other floating garden rooms? Oh, okay. One of the 5 rooms that you warp to? Is that an airplane reference? It's good. Okay, now what? What the fuck, dude? I don't think I'm supposed to be here. Wait, what am I even doing this for, anyway? This is just for fun? Oh, I thought there was like a specific item that people wanted me to get. Oh, okay. I thought using this glitch I could get, like, something kind of cool. I'm not gonna save. No. At this point, I don't want to screw up my save file. But yeah, I've returned. Cool. Okay, well, it's cool to see the glitch, at least. I got some good soul. But I'm not a soul. I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. Can I go on a rant again? Let me get on the soapbox. I'm sure people love that. Let me talk about how Greta Van Zeppelin isn't real music. We'll talk about Earl. And let me talk about how the line, I've got soul, but I'm not a soldier, is amazing. No, I'm not gonna bitch about it. I think it's actually kind of funny. The line just makes me laugh, and every time I hear it, I think about Justin Timberlake lip-syncing it in the Southland Tales movie with The Rock, where The Rock says, "I'm a pimp, and pimps don't commit suicide." I'm a pimp, and pimps... That's all I'm gonna type. No, that's... I just got a bunch of Biggie Smalls. And pimps don't commit suicide.
I've never considered committing suicide.
Wow, this is a crusty audio.
I've never considered committing suicide.
This is The Rock, believe it or not.
I'm a pimp. pimps don't commit suicide.
So that was a line written by the guy who wrote Donnie Darko. That's his movie. That's his follow-up to Donnie Darko, or one of, I think. It's called Southland Tales, and it is a bizarre, strange, terrible movie that I've watched twice. Because it is somewhat watchable and somewhat good sometimes, so it's kind of worth checking out. But you will suffer through it because it's too long, and some of it's so boring that it's not even worth sitting through. And it is originally a comic, but didn't the guy who did Donnie Darko write the comic, or am I mistaken? About time and space distortions and pimps not committing suicide, etc. And I'm almost dead already. Wow, Clock Tower has not been toned down. But yeah, essentially the movie is like a more schmaltzy, schlocky version of Donnie Darko with The Rock and... But when people, like, talk about how Donnie Darko is the best thing ever, I like to refer them to, Southland Tales so they can see what the director was also able to do. Hello, Soma. Hey, Yoko, I just ran into Graham. Really? Which way did he go? He was in a rush to get to the throne. Just as I thought, there's something important in the throne room. I'm sorry, Yoko. What's wrong with you all of a sudden? See, at least I'm a better actor than The Rock. He's not who I thought he would be. He was kind to me only because I thought I was powerless. Because he thought I was powerless. I see. But his attitude changed suddenly when I told him about my power. Well, in his mind, he thinks everything in this castle is his. So that's his reason. It's better this way. What is? The fact that he sees you as an enemy now means that you're my comrade. Does it? What? You don't want to be on my side? No, that's not what I meant. Ha ha ha! It's so much fun to tease you. But this is not the time to be fooling around. Your presence here has thrown Graham into a panic. This is our chance. Sort of chance. Using his cunning mind, he's been able to evade us up until now. I don't think anyone has ever seen him panic before. I get it, circumstances right now are making him act this way. That's exactly right. This is an excellent opportunity to trap him. Well, I must be on my way. See you. It's weird because Castlevania as a whole has some great lore, but on an individual level, you know, like the DS games, I feel they're adequate, but they don't, like, blow me away. But then you get into, like, some of the meat of the overall story, and it's pretty good. It's the world building is, I think, excellent in Castlevania. But some of the characters are a little iffy, I agree with that. Some, not all. Some pretty well fleshed out and good. Why would I even need to get in there? I just spent half my health trying to get into a place for no reason. Medusa heads, please. This music is pretty good. I don't remember it from back in the day. Yo! Oh my god. Oh, it's pretty okay. It's not that much better. I thought that was gonna be like a rare fucking crazy item. Vinny, why does only one of your 90 emotes start with capital V? Dear God. Yeah, I noticed that. That was an accident. See, the Vine old emote, I made a mistake. As a result of Vine old. But anyway, this boss is where I'm gonna stop tonight. And, then we'll take a look at the art. Shit already?
Ah, Alucard, what brings you to the castle?
I've left my comic books here.
Which ones?
Southland Pals. I read that junk, Alucard! And the rock talking about being a pimp is not accurate. Do you know how many pimps commit suicide each year? I would know. It was weird being a child and watching HBO and seeing a show called Hookers on the Point, Pimps Up, Hose Down, and not knowing what these things were. Thank you, HBO, for my education. Yeah, I would see that in the channel guide. I wouldn't, like, really wouldn't want to watch it, but I remember seeing the title of it, and I was like, what? It wasn't until I got older that I then watched it. Was it good? I don't remember. Probably not. It was like a documentary about, like, pimps. That's all. Creepy. Can't crouch under that. No! This guy's got a fucking sickle. Those slides are unintentional. Fuck. Mother of... That was a duck. That one was a duck. This is it. This is the one. What, I have any better weapons for this. Not really. The sword I was using is probably the best bet. It's fast. It's got good range. Cool. This ain't gonna be it. I've regressed somehow. I wouldn't even say this is bad RNG, this is just bad player input. Fuck. Alright, this is gonna be the one. This is it. For sure. Nope. It's a hard fucking attack to dodge, man. Yeah, I didn't want to use my potions if I could avoid it, but I'm gonna have to use them. Giant ghost soul to block the little ones? Okay. I don't want to spend too much of my magic. Also, Curly's not really doing that much for me. This is a really, really good idea. Thank you for the suggestions. That slide has actually done me more harm than good. I know people think that the thing on his robe looks like a bone dong, but I swear to God, it's not. Oh man, this RNG. Good RNG! That was fucking incredible, actually. Allows you to walk while underwater. Okay, so we have on water and underwater. All you had to do was call his belt a bone dong, and he immediately wanted to leave. And they say sticks and stones can't break your bone. And with that, Castlevania comes to an end for the night. So this is fun. I'm continuing to enjoy this, and hope you're enjoying it too. So I don't know when I'm going to finish Mother 3. I just know that Resident Evil's coming out soon, and there's a chance that I'll have it tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. Also, you guys need to see this. Wow. So close. So yeah, I'm not really sure. I'll keep you updated. Maybe tomorrow will be Smash, and I might want to do... I really like that Odd Realm game. I might do like a bonus stream of that, just for fun. Because it's my first, like, I know, you know, people are really into this genre, and they play Dwarf Fortress if they want to be really into it. And there's other people that are into games that are similar to that, or they use, like, graphical interfaces, graphical mods for Dwarf Fortress. Since this is my first Dwarf Light, kind of enjoying it. I'm not, if I do Smash, by the way, I'm not going to do World of Light. Smash will just be online battles. So, yeah. And when Wargroove comes out, I'll be streaming that too. It may not be a full stream. If the game is good, maybe. If the game is boring, if the game is good and boring, maybe it won't be a full stream. If the game is good and exciting, then maybe it will be a full stream. If the game is bad and boring, then I'll do a full stream just to spite everybody because they don't like the card games.